Rule number 1, don't panic. Chapter 1, What the Hell? Dear lovelies, when it comes to life experiences, most of us fall into one of two categories of response, and the difference between them might look like this. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell is all about having fun and trying new things that make you say, let's do it, like water skiing. What the hell is a completely different thing. It's what you say when you get up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror, and say, this isn't right. That's not me. Where did you come from? It's maddening, isn't it? You lean in to get a better look at the gray hair convention popping out over your ears and temple. You study the black puffy circles under your eyes, then rub them only to realize they exist under your skin and not on your skin. While you're at it, you look at that age spot on your cheek. You know the one. It's located next to your adult acne. And wonder which continent it looks like today, or what disturbing image someone might see in it were it on the Rorschach test. You turn to the side. Where did that fluff around your middle come from? Not to mention the other fluff, or whiskers, on your upper lip, chin, and jawline, for Pete's sake. When did the dimple on your butt turn into the Grand Canyon after a rock slide? What's with the furrows in your brow? Do you frown that much? Does it help to smile, even in a fake way? Should you get bangs, to cover those huge forehead wrinkles? What happened to the skin under your chin? Is that a jowl? Why is the skin on your legs doing that? And what on earth happened to the girls? We don't know about you, but there are days when there is a complete mismatch between the 17-year-old spirits inside of us and the 40-something bodies they happen to live in. Kind of like our own personal Freaky Friday, without the badassery of Jamie Lee Curtis. Some days we make peace with it, but other times we avert our eyes from the mirror and dry off and dress as quickly as possible because it's too much to take in. How did we let ourselves go? Why do our bodies have to age? How do we even start to make meaningful changes? Or would it just be easier to give in and eat another slice of pie? Or 6, rather than have 6-pack abs? What the hell shows up in other parts of life as well? Maybe it's another round of depression and anxiety, and you'll probably need to start on meds again, at least for a little while. Maybe it's the addiction cycle affecting your partner, your best friend, or you. Maybe it's knowing you need to get more sleep, eat better, and exercise, but you can't find the time or energy to do it. Maybe it's financial fallout from an unwise investment or home purchase. Maybe you're caught in the middle of caring for young children and aging ill parents. Maybe it's watching your kids go through a hurtful experience you can't just kiss away. Maybe it's relationship problems. Maybe it's realizing that to be true to yourself, you might need to break off an unhealthy friendship or talk to a family member less. Maybe it's feeling like the world is falling apart, the environment, international relations, social issues, corruption, and you just don't know how you can handle it all and retain some semblance of sanity without the help of chemicals, carbs, or retail therapy. To make matters worse, if you don't take care of them right away, fearful thoughts have a habit of multiplying exponentially, like a cold virus with an attitude. One virus by itself is microscopic and pretty much unnoticeable, but a few million of them together can make it feel like you're trying to swallow jagged shards of glass, and it wipes you out for a few days. You can't help getting a cold once in a while, just like you can't help stressful situations from happening in your life. But just like forgetting to take our vitamin C, drink enough water, wash our hands, and get enough sleep, we sometimes find ourselves in a state of panic, the emotional equivalent of a bad, why does this hurt so much, sore throat. So yes, we are overly familiar with the panic thing. Yep, lots and lots of panic between the two of us. Searching for my team. For as introverted as I was, My relationships with people became my purpose and the center of my being. Barring the few friendships I walked away from, do no harm but take no shit, I am extremely loyal. Once you are my friend, you are my friend forever. I wanted forever people, and I still want forever people. The only huge panicky friend drama I ever really had centered around Dan, to whom I am eternally grateful. There is no way I could have ever known how important he would be in my life then, in my late 20s, again in my 30s, and now. He passed away several years ago. We had lost touch. The last time I saw him was in Minneapolis, New Year's Eve of 2000 at First Avenue. He was handing out flyers for upcoming shows. When I tried to call him after that night, I realized that he had given me an incorrect phone number. He disappeared from my life, and I never heard from him again. Dan was this super cute, quirky, awkward kid who moved from Roseau, Minnesota to Minot, North Dakota in the 10th grade. He was funny and lovable, and he only lived a few blocks away from me. He drove an amazing little Saab that sometimes started and sometimes didn't. It had a particular smell, not good or bad, just particular. In my mind, it smelled like Europe. It was exotic, and so was Dan. He was a PK, pastor's kid, for all you non-Lutherans, and he was gay. He introduced me to horror movies, Monty Python, and Bavarian cream donuts. He came out to me when we were 16 years old. He was in our living room sitting on Mom's stationary bike, and we passed notes back and forth because he was too afraid to tell me aloud. I had zero experience with anything he was going through, but I didn't care. He was my friend, and I loved him. People asked me all the time if he was gay, and I protected him and always said no. You couldn't be gay in Minot, North Dakota in the 80s. It was impossible. It was dangerous. He made keeping his secret hard for me, though, when he dressed in drag for Halloween, or when he came back from California our junior year with a hot pink and white checked man pre-ensemble. I worked overtime to reassure all kinds of people that yes, Dan was absolutely straight as an arrow. The perfect image of not gay. Really, Dan? I was trying not to get his ass kicked. I confronted him about it, and he just laughed and laughed. What I didn't know at the time was that my experience with Dan would serve me well in the future, several times. He is one, though, who made me panic from time to time, because protecting him was a full-time job. The biggest panic came after we graduated from high school. Our mutual friend Chuck found out from someone else that Dan was gay. There was a tense phone call that resulted in Chuck flying down the hill to the valley where I lived. That was when I had my first taste of advocacy for the LGBTQIA community. Chuck was a really, really big dude, and though I knew he would never hurt me, an angry and confused 18-year-old Chuck was totally intimidating. With his anger pasted on his face, he just listened to me, and listened some more. At the end of our conversation, Chuck decided he valued Dan's friendship too much to lose him over such a silly thing. It wasn't silly. It was a really big deal back then to be an ally. But after that initial conversation, Chuck barely even blinked, and no one was going to get in Chuck's way about it. No one got in Chuck's way about much of anything, really, because the consequences would have been very unpleasant, and he would absolutely correct you if he felt you were wrong. Strategy. Breathe. Just breathe. One of the darlingest things in the world, but you can't ever say anything about this out loud to anyone or they may melt from embarrassment, are hyper-nervous teenagers. They come in several varieties. Some of them feel a special kind of pressure to be tough, strong, and silent no matter what, and they generally pull it off, unless they have to perform in some way. Others are more comfortable expressing their fears out loud, usually in the form of blurting, talking, complaining, whining, or straight out telling you they are so nervous they just might die. Some of them get louder, punch each other, and knock things over accidentally. Others slink down behind a book or under the table, hoping you won't notice them. Some of them look to see what the most popular kid is doing and do that. all of them have an issue with breathing. Does any of this sound familiar? Wait, what? It's not just your kiddos having this issue? Breathing, it turns out, is exactly what all of us need to do more. According to all yoga teachers and most therapists, knowing how to breathe is absolutely an essential way to help us calm our minds and bodies. Someone telling you to breathe probably feels like a please tell me you're not serious no-brainer. However, the majority of us have somehow forgotten the benefits of breathing deeply from our bellies, something little we did quite naturally before all the things. Instead, we deprive ourselves of oxygen goodness by breathing shallowly and or hyperventilating. In yoga, breath is called pranayama, or the life force breath. I, Lisa, have been doing yoga for almost 15 years, and every single yoga teacher I have ever had has addressed our breath and how to access it. There are powerful body and mind benefits to knowing your breath and how to control it. When I start to panic, my breathing becomes shallow and quick. I feel like I'm breathing from the bottom of my throat, and air isn't even entering my lungs. I have also been to a lot of therapy on my own and with others, and I have learned that when you breathe deeply, it sends a message to your brain to slow your heart rate. This combats the cortisol that is released when you are panicking, and it helps you feel calmer. I, Carleen, use a technique called square breathing to deal with nerves and anxiety. It goes like this. Number 1, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose for a count of 4. Make it slow and steady. Number 2, hold your breath for a count of 4. Number 3, exhale through your mouth for a count of 4, getting as much air out of your lungs as possible. Number 4, hold your breath at the bottom for another count of 4. Number 5, repeat 2 to 3 times until you feel calmer. Any quality meditation leader will encourage you to focus on your breath and leave the stressful some things behind for a while. They aren't going anywhere, and they might look different once your body is calmer.